Hello, everyone. Welcome to HIM 6502, Development of Clinical Information Systems. My name is Katie Kerr, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Health Informatics and Information Management. And I, along with Danica Brinda, teach this course. And so I will be the one giving you some overviews of each unit and providing you with a short lecture to kind of introduce each unit and maybe give you some guidance on assignments that are within the unit. And so the course name, Development of Clinical Information Systems, might be a little bit deceptive because we're really going to be focusing on the implementation of clinical information systems. However, many elements and processes need to be developed in order to have a successful implementation of any kind of information system. And so this short lecture is going to just provide you with some insight into the course and to Unit 1. Okay, bear with me here as I advance the slide. Okay, sorry. All right, so this little introduction and lecture is just going to cover a little bit more about the course, the differences between some of the foundational concepts and the advanced concepts that you're going to notice in Blackboard. I'm going to talk a little bit about APA formatting, scholarly articles, and then provide you with a short overview of Unit 1. All right, so this is a 16-week course focused on the implementation of clinical information systems. And so when I say clinical information systems, in this course, primarily it's the context of an electronic health record or components of the electronic health record. So you're going to be looking at barcode medication administration records, systems, in just different components of the electronic health record. We're also going to explore alternative health record systems in one of the units, so you'll be assigned to kind of investigate maybe an electronic health record system for a long-term care facility or home care facility, or maybe an outpatient rehab facility. And so we're going to be kind of looking at different things in terms of components of or the electronic health record. We're primarily going to be using the Margaret A. textbook. If you don't have that, I suggest you get it as soon as possible. Units 1 and 2 are really intended to lay a foundation for all students, but especially those without an HIM background. The course was just recently redesigned to more fully accommodate and support students without an HIM background or an HIM work history. And so for those of you that do have an HIM background, just bear with us a little bit and have some patience with us as we move through units 1 and 2. We want to just bring everybody up to speed in terms of getting everybody on board and ready to kind of dive into that implementation of electronic health records. Okay? So a little bit about course flow. So most of the units have discussion boards, and the course has a pretty standard flow as you compare it to, say, other courses within the program. Generally, discussion board initial posts are going to be due on Thursdays, with response discussion board posts being due on Sundays. Assignments are typically due on Sundays, with the exception of the final course project, which is due the last day of the term. I'm going to give you plenty of notice about group projects, and so I know that you're all very busy with work, school, and families, and so we'll make sure we give you plenty of notice so that you can connect with your group members and begin working on them. Okay. You'll also have a final course project that involves you conducting an interview at a healthcare organization, and that healthcare organization should have already implemented an electronic health record or several components of an electronic health record, and then you're going to compare that site to a HIMSS Davies Award winner. I have to throw this in because for some reason when I was preparing this lecture, an introduction to the course, when I thought of the word flow, I was thinking about my love of hockey, and so I'm just throwing this in there as just a little sidebar for those of you that do not live in Minnesota. So think about what could the word flow mean to a Minnesotan that loves hockey, okay? And feel free to check out the video. It's something I look forward to every year. All right, so we do have many students in the HIM Master's Program that have non-HIM undergraduate degrees and are career changers. This course used to be 8 weeks long, and there was so much crammed into that time that it left really little room to bring anyone up to speed on some of the foundational HIM concepts that really are crucial and must be known before moving into the nuts and bolts of clinical information system implementations. And so that's kind of where this foundational versus advanced concepts comes into play. Now that we have more time, because we have 16 weeks, I've divided the reading assignments into foundational and advanced concepts. And so I asked that students without an HIM background to complete all of the foundational reading assignments. And then I would like all students to complete all of the advanced reading assignments. The goal really is to have all students ready to dive into the EHR implementation coursework by week 4. All right, I know that you're all probably cringing when you hear the word APA. It is definitely not the funnest, but I can assure you that once you get the hang of it, it will become kind of second nature for you. And it's really I want to say, it's just really an important concept to get to know early on in the HIM program, because you're going to be applying in every single course, and definitely for your capstone. So I know it's not a fun topic, but it's one that we have to address. And so, like I said, it's required and used throughout the HIM graduate program. And my advice to you all is to learn it early on in the program. And this is the perfect course to do that in. I am also a student right now, and in a doctoral program, and so APA has become really second nature for me. I am happy to give you feedback on what you submit, so definitely ask for help. I also want to encourage you to really use the resources that are provided to you. Also, accept the feedback as constructive. And then you need to apply it to future assignments, okay? Because there have been so many times where I've given students feedback on their APA, and I know they're not reading my feedback because I see them making the same mistakes over and over and over again on future assignments. So always review the work you have submitted for the constructive feedback that I'm giving you. And that Danica will give you. She's gone through a doctoral program as well, and it's just really important. So we have a rubric set up for all the assignments, and so within those rubrics, we're going to be giving you feedback. Sometimes we'll actually use MS Word, the markup function in there, and provide you with direct feedback that way. So be sure you're reviewing the feedback. Even if you get 100% on the assignment, there may still be feedback for us in terms of APA. We're always going to make comments on things, and so it's just really good practice to always review what we have to share from your work. Okay. Scholarly articles. So when we ask you to research a topic, we will really want you to seek out scholarly or peer-reviewed articles to support your writing and the statements that you're making. Generally, we're not asking for your opinions. Sometimes we do, such as in Unit 1. One of our discussions, but mainly we're looking for you to demonstrate your understanding, share your knowledge and findings, and back up your work with peer-reviewed information. So we want you to utilize the SOLAR database within the CSS library, and we want you to familiarize yourself with the filters available to ensure you are locating peer-reviewed articles and recent articles. So we don't really want you to be looking at articles probably more than 5 years out, and maybe even not even more than 3 years out. Healthcare changes daily, it seems like, and so we really want you to be looking at the most recent information. And so that would be some guidance there for you. To get to the library resources, a really quick way is to just go into Core, click on the Resources tab, and then click on Library. I apologize, my daughter just got off the school bus and my dogs are barking. And so that would be the best way for you to quickly get to the library resources there. If you have any trouble, please don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor. Okay, so Unit 1, the foundational content in concepts for those of you that do not have the HIM background. This is what you need to do is just go through those, that checklist that I have provided in Blackboard. And it really is, like I said, critical for those of you without an HIM background to have an understanding of the foundational record concepts reviewed in the Oaks and Waters text for this first unit. And to understand kind of where the profession is heading. There is a virtual tour of an HIM department that is really valuable. Even though it's pretty amateur video, it does address the core functions of an HIM department. And so these foundational concepts are going to give you an overall vision of what the U.S. healthcare delivery system is, some of the very foundational record maintenance and record management concepts, and a little bit of the history of the HIM profession, and of course recent AHIMA goals and strategies. Some of the advanced concepts, which would be for everybody to please, review and read and understand, is the APA guidelines and how to locate a peer-reviewed article through the CSS library databases. It will also take a deeper dive into AHIMA's vision and the future of the HIM profession through the HIMR initiative, which is HIM Reimagined. We'll also have an assignment focused on ethical reasoning. So it's important that you have an understanding of the AHIMA Code of Ethics as well as the CSS Benedictine values. For Unit 1, your assignments are going to be to, first of all, make a visual introduction. So the guidelines for that are really just to make sure that your classmates can view it. So if you're going to use kind of a non-traditional or a non-Microsoft app, or even some of the Microsoft apps that your classmates may not have access to, please put it in a PDF format. You otherwise feel free to use whatever you would like to make that introduction. I've included my introduction as an example. So also please read the syllabus thoroughly and complete the syllabus assignment. Then after reading the required material, you can participate in the Unit 1 discussion. And then lastly, complete the ethical reasoning assignment. And here's the last slide. So just some final comments as I think about the next 16 weeks. Please ask for help when you need it, okay? Any questions, we're here for you. I want us to support each other in this course. And if you don't ask for help or ask your questions, we cannot create that type of supportive community. So communication is really key. I will do my very best to communicate changes and additional information, as I know Danica will do the same. We want to support your learning, and we just ask that you communicate with us when things come up and when you have questions, okay? We'll use the HIM 6502 community discussion forum to communicate a variety of topics. So please subscribe to that discussion forum and post your questions there. If you have a question, the odds are that someone else has this exact same question. So please don't hesitate to post your questions there. The other thing would be to just please manage your time wisely and complete the reading assignments. Try your best not to wait until the last minute to cram. The reading takes time, and in order to be successful in the course, you really need to complete the reading assignments. And lastly, if you find that you're not able to complete an assignment on time, please request an extension. We rarely deny a request if it's made in advance of the due date, so please take advantage of that. We know the life happens, and sending us a quick email to ask for an additional, day or two or whatever it takes is just fine. So please take advantage of that opportunity. And that really wraps up this short lecture. I hope it's short. And thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the course.